And here we go. So our first guest today will be the Texas Gunslinger from Texas quarterback freshman Nate Yarnell. And when he's unmuted, Nate, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Welcome to Pittsburgh, and we got a good group of media here for you. So we can just go right ahead, and we'll open up for questions for Nate.
Nate, can you talk about your recruitment, and how a guy from Texas ended up in Pittsburgh?
It was middle of quarantine. We were all starting bunkering down. There was no spring ball or anything, and Coach Narduzzi and Coach Whipple just really talked to me, and they ended up offering me. And when that happened, I just got a really good sense from those coaches, that whole coaching staff. For them to take a shot at me all the way down to Texas, it showed a lot of faith in me. And that's something I wanted when I chose a school. And Pittsburgh's such a great town. There was nothing holding me back. Now I'm happy to be here.
Have you ever been to Pittsburgh before now?
I came in October, but I came and saw the city a little bit. Couldn't see any coaches because protocol and all that. But I came and saw the city. It was great. Loved it. And so I got a good sense of it, and I was happy to come here.
Nate, I know you missed some time during the high school season with an injury. I mean, are you feeling good, ready? When it's spring practice rolls around, you'll be good to go?
Definitely. Feeling better than I ever have, stronger than I ever have, and I'm just ready to get rolling.
Nate, what did you learn over the last season having to sit out because of that injury? I mean, anything you learned about yourself, about the game that you can take with you in this experience?
Not to take anything for granted, because all it takes is one play, and everything you work for is gone, really. To sit there, I did my best to support my teammates, but it gave me a real sense of what matters to me, and it made me really appreciate football. And I'm not going to take it for granted.
What's it been like coming in for you? Enrolling early and getting your hands on a playbook this soon.
It's been great. Coach Whipple's been really is a great guy to learn from. He's really just super helpful, and it's been really easy to understand the offense and start to grasp it all. Definitely gotten a few installs in my brain, slowly getting all worked out. But as far as getting in here, we got a great strength staff and a great group of guys. Just as a team, they've really included these mid-year freshmen, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Nate, what does a Texas boy think about this weather and all this snow you've seen this week?
I've been skiing a lot in my days, so the snow doesn't bother me. Cold doesn't bother me. Obviously, it's cold, so it's when we get out there, everybody just enjoys it, and we have fun with it.
What was your injury, and how did you get hurt?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
What was your injury, and how did you get hurt, and when did it happen?
I broke my the tip of my middle finger on my right hand. In fall camp, I got it caught in a guy's helmet, and it broke it.
Was your season? You guys didn't play at all this season?
Oh, we did. We had a full season. We just started about a month late.
So you didn't play at all?
No, sir.
Nate, have you leaned on any of the older quarterbacks since coming in? Whether it's Davis, Joey, Nick, Kenny, and if so, who? And what's that kind of relationship's been like?
I've leaned on all those guys. They're all a bunch of great guys, easy to talk to. If I need anything, I know I can go to them. Obviously, Kenny's been a great resource. Just learning the offense, and just getting in the weight room and watching the way he trains, watching the way he leads. I couldn't see a better quarterback to learn from. I'm in a really just fortunate position to be able to learn from him and just soak up all the information and the way he leads this team that I can.
Were you surprised when he announced that he was coming back? And I guess what was going through your head? Is it like, oh wow, there's another quarterback in the room here? Obviously, he's the veteran, or were you like, all right, I get to learn from him? What was your kind of
I want to compete always. That's what I came here to do. I want to win. And learning from Kenny, I think, is a fantastic resource for me to be a better quarterback. So when I heard he was coming back, I was more than happy to be able to learn from him and just, if I can do my best to compete with him, then I'm set to be successful in the future.
Nate, your high school, it seems like every year there's a Division I quarterback. What's that kind of like being in that legacy, and what's it kind of mean to be a quarterback at Lake Travis?
Being a quarterback like Travis, there's very few programs in the country like it. You just have to take that, and I think it's really prepared me for being a leader and being able to just be a quarterback, the best quarterback I can be. Lake Travis just has a large history, of great quarterbacks, and having to live up to that is definitely something that makes you work hard and makes you appreciate the drive it takes to be successful.
How difficult was it to enroll early and give up the rest of your senior year?
I'm so happy to get playing football again. Coming here is a dream come true. To play D1 sports is a dream come true, and I wanted to do it as fast as possible. So coming mid-year, I'm so happy to be here and so happy to begin training.
You're not missing anything back home?
No, sir.
Speaking of back home, I mean, obviously Pitt's probably not a program that a lot of people know about down there. So, I mean, what do your friends and family think of you coming up to Pittsburgh, and what have their impressions of the school been like?
Oh, they're all super supportive. My parents, my dad absolutely loved the idea. So my whole family absolutely loved the idea, and my dad was really pushing it. He loves Pitt. It's a strong town, and they love their sports here, and that's something I really wanted, and that's something I'm really looking forward to in the future. That people care about their sports here, and that's important to me coming from Texas.
Nate, what's been the most difficult thing about coming up to Pittsburgh, enrolling early and everything?
It's a big adjustment, definitely. Living on my own, first time, just having to get a schedule right and making sure I'm taking care of everything. But the way that the whole staff has welcomed us and given us a schedule and worked out everything, it really hadn't been hard. I've been able to just focus on training and focus on school. It's been a great transition.
Have you been able to talk with any of the wide receivers, guys who you came in with, or even last year, some of the younger guys to build that relationship?
Definitely, we're all here all the time. We're all working out together, and as we keep going, we keep building these relationships. When the rest of the freshman class comes in, I want to be ready and be able to welcome them in. But this whole team is just got a great bond and a great attitude and great culture.
Anything final for Mr. Yarnell? All right. Well, Nate, great job. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you all so much for having me.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Nate. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Awesome job, man. Great job. Oh, you killed it, man. Great job.
Should I mute it? You don't mute it? We're good?
All good.
It's all good?
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
You got my number. You made a great.
Yes, sir.
Have a good rest of the day.
Gavin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're joined by tight end Gavin Bartholomew. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, just to get that on record, Gavin Bartholomew joins us now. And we got a good group of media here for you, Gavin. We'll go ahead and open up for questions.
Yes, sir.
Gavin, you were committed to Buffalo for a long time, and the whole committing to Pitt kind of happened late. I mean, can you kind of talk us through that process, how it all kind of worked out in the last couple of weeks before signing day?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I committed to Buffalo at first, originally because that was a place I had an offer from. I originally didn't have an offer from Pitt, and that was definitely something I wanted to get and work for. So I took a visit to Pitt before I actually committed to Buffalo and got an offer. So I knew what Pitt was like. It felt right away. I knew this is a place I really wanted to be. And so time went on, and Buffalo offered me, and they were edging me. They wanted me to commit. And it was a place I was happy with. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a great program, and I was happy there. So I committed there, and Coach Salem hit me up, and he was saying how if I would be interested to come to Pitt if there was a spot. And I said I was absolutely, yeah, I was 100% interested. So we talked, and I was just sending him videos of me running routes and doing all that. and the time came, and I didn't think anything of it, and I took it.
Coach Salem has a reputation for being, let me put it this way, a little enthusiastic. Playing for him compared to some other coaches you've played for in the past.
He's definitely very exciting to. He's never monotone. He's always keeps you on the edge of your seat during film sessions. Yeah, he just I don't know. It just makes it like fun to learn. You know, just being in sessions with him. He's just fun to listen to and learn from.
Gavin, in high school, you played a lot of different positions. I think you quarterback, tight end, defense, punter. I mean, what can you take from kind of being a man all over the field, and how can that help you be a tight end at the next level?
Definitely a good question. I mean, I started out tight end late my junior year. We didn't really have any like standout tight ends. I think our tight end my sophomore year was a quarterback originally. So, I mean, it's definitely different. It's good. I'm happy I'm here. Just like being able to see like from a quarterback's perspective, like where you got to be, like just running routes and everything, and reading the defense.
What have you learned from the tight ends already on the roster? Some veteran guys.
Lucas does a great job. He's a great guy. He really helps us running routes and everything. You know, getting the playbook down, running routes with the other guys. It's a great group of guys. I love it.
Gavin, what's been the most difficult thing about enrolling early so far?
Right. The most difficult thing I'd say is getting used to living on your own. Definitely a big factor. You know, your parents aren't here to help you with anything, so you're on your own. And switching to school, high school to college is a little different. It's a little more challenging, but with the resources here at Pitt, it makes it very easy, very manageable to make that transition.
How's your relationship with Jake? You guys are both tight ends, freshmen. I mean, kind of going through this together.
Right. Yeah, me and Jake, yeah, we're close. Me, him, and Nate, and Trey Anderson, we're all really close. We go to practice every day in the morning together. Jake's got a car, so that makes it real nice. But yeah, we go out for dinner every night together. It's awesome. We're in the same room together almost every day, so makes it very nice.
Any final questions for Gavin?
Gavin, what are the protocols like as far as staying safe from the COVID? What do you guys
Right.
do?
So when we got here, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks or a week. Yeah, it was a week, I believe. They had meals here ready for us, so we'd take the bus over here, get the meals, and they were really good. They were delicious. But yeah, just staying in your dorm. You know, couldn't really go anywhere. Classes were all online, so it was easy. Being able like in your room all day, so you could just take class from your room. But yeah.
Are you tested regularly?
Yeah, we were tested 2 times a week, and now we're back to 1 time a week. So yeah.
Gavin, growing up in Pennsylvania, I mean, what did you think of Pitt? Were you a Pitt fan at all growing up? Anything like that?
My dad, he was a Pitt fan. I wasn't really I was more of like a Penn State kind of fan. Never really thought I'd be playing college football, to be honest, until my junior year. So it's nice.
What are you looking forward to the most being a Pitt student now once some of the regulations lift? A student athlete.
Right. Definitely want to get out in the community, help the community. Try and get on the field. You know, I got Lucas here. He can be a great mentor for me. Learn a lot of things from him, and learn things from him and put it on the field.
All good. Gavin, thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Best of luck with school, and I'm sure we'll see you in spring practice.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gavin.
Thanks, Gavin.
Thank you.
And our final guest will be another freshman tight end, Jake Renda, here in a few moments. All good. We're just rolling right
thank
along
you.
here. Jake, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time, and we have a good group of media here for you today. And we'll just go ahead and open up for questions for Jake Renda.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Jake. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think you're a Pitt football first. You're the first Pitt football recruit to reference Andrew Carnegie when you make a commitment on Twitter. Tell me about your connection to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, definitely. So my dad is from Pittsburgh, so he grew up here. His parents grew up here, so it goes back in my family history for generations. My dad actually went to Central Catholic, and he didn't go to Pitt. He actually went to Penn State. But all of his brothers went to Central Catholic. His best friends went to Pitt. And my grandparents still live here along with his brothers, so I'm constantly back in the area. My dad would always take me down to Central Catholic. We would always tour Pitt, that kind of stuff. So as long as I can remember, Pittsburgh has been a huge part of my life, and I fell in love with the city at a very young age. So I couldn't be more excited to be here.
What can you take from your experiences? You grew up in New Jersey but played at IMG this year. I mean, that's a big time high school with a lot of different opportunities. What did you kind of learn from this season?
Yeah, definitely. So going down IMG was obviously a big decision. I felt very connected to my old high school, so it was hard to leave. But going down there, I mean, I can't think of a better place to get ready for the next level. It's just everything is taken so seriously, and in a lot of ways, it's just like college. So for me personally, it helped me develop as a player, just competing against some of the best talent in the country on a daily basis, every day at practice, some of the best coaching staff in the country. But also it helped me develop as a person because I'm out there living on my own and that kind of stuff. So in a lot of ways, it replicates like the college experience.
Jake, most high school kids plant themselves in their high school and stay there for the whole time. You went to a different high school at IMG and moved to Florida. Now you enrolled at Pitt early. All that movement around and all those decisions you had to make, how's that help you grow as a person?
It's helped me tremendously. Obviously I stay in touch with everybody back at my old high schools and that kind of stuff. But, football has always been a huge part of my life, and anything I can do to excel and to better myself is definitely, the path I'm going to take. So going mid-year, that was a big decision. It was a hard decision, but I knew that was the right move for me. So in a lot of ways, it definitely helps me mature. Living out on my own, like I said, IMG was really my first taste of living out on my own, and I'm thankful for it. And now I'm here in Pittsburgh, and in a lot of ways, I actually feel closer to home because, like, my grandparents still live here, so they're 5 minutes down the road and that kind of stuff. But I constantly feel like I'm maturing, and every day, just being down here on my own, definitely feel like I'm maturing. So,
Jake, when you got the offer from Pitt, what was kind of going through your head at that point?
Yeah, so I was previously committed to Michigan State. I was committed there for a couple months, but Pitt was recruiting me before I committed there, and the offer came after I committed to Michigan State. So I remained in contact with them, and Pitt was always really at the top of my list for a lot of reasons. But when that offer came, I couldn't have been more excited. It was just a couple months before the season started down at IMG, so I really had to kind of turn around and make a quick decision. But I knew like that if Pitt ever came to the table, that was the offer I was taking, and that's what I did. So it really wasn't a hard decision for me. They called me, they informed me that I had an offer, and I pretty much knew what I wanted to do right the second I hung up the phone. So.
You said, you had gone on tours at Pitt and stuff, growing up. I mean, how early are we talking? You talking 5 years old, 6 years old? I mean, when was the first time you came to, campus? And have you ever gone to Pitt games before, when you were like a kid?
Right. So I was always in Pittsburgh, from, ever since I was 2 or 3, just because I had family here. So we come up for Christmases and stuff like that. But I really started, exploring Pitt probably, around 7th grade. I've been to a couple Pitt games in middle school and high school, and that kind of stuff. But I've always been in Pittsburgh just, from a very young age. So I'm very familiar with the city.
You said your grandparents are 5 minutes down the road. How excited are they to have you here? Are they offering to bring you stuff all the time? Like, just tell me how excited they are to have you in town.
Yeah, they're definitely excited. I think that I might be more excited because, grandma's obviously down the road making me
more food than I can probably eat. But my roommates are pretty excited about it too. So like yesterday was actually my birthday, so they're 5 minutes away. So it's just a quick little ride, and they wanted me to come down, and they had like a little birthday celebration, so that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like just the big stuff and the important stuff. And part of the reason I'm so excited to be here is because you have people like that in your life. Like when I was down in Florida, I love that experience, but I didn't really have any family down there. So I'm definitely surrounded by family here, and little stuff like that, like the 5 minute down the road that that really makes the experience. So
Happy birthday.
yeah, thank you.
Jake, what's it like playing for Coach Salem?
I love Coach Salem. I we have meetings a lot of the time, and even before I was coming down here, it just little stuff like helps me get involved in the program, and he has so much energy, and it really just feeds off into the entire tight end room. And I just love it here. I love the group. I love the coaching staff. I just love everything about it. So
Jake, it seems like you might be the popular guy. You have grandma's cooking down the road and a car. That's what Gavin said. How close are you with those guys already? Like Gavin and I think he said Trey Anderson.
yeah, definitely. So it's really been a great experience. I think from the second we all stepped on campus, we just felt at home and a bunch of different ways, and we really developed like a really close relationship right off the bat. So constantly, whether it's just going out to eat, hanging out, going running routes on our own, we've really formed a strong relationship. And it's just I think it's great that we formed it so early because we're going to be here for 4 years, and those relationships are going to carry out through the rest of our life. So.
Jake, you guys are going through your winter conditioning right now. How early in the morning do you get started on that?
Yeah, they're pretty early. So usually if we have running in the morning, that'll start at about 6:30, which we've only had a couple times so far. But we also have lifts in the morning, and we do it by position groups. So my position group, tight ends, along with the linebackers and quarterbacks, usually lift at 8 o'clock. So it really depends on the day and what we have planned. Obviously, if we just have a lift that day, we'll wake up and head over here for breakfast and get here around 7 o'clock. But obviously, if we have running, it's a little bit earlier in the day. So
obviously, you got to get to bed early the night before, huh?
yeah, definitely. And that's part of being mature too. So you got to take care of that.
Anything final with Jake? All right, we'll wrap it up there. Jake, really appreciate your time. Happy belated birthday. And thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
For us.
All right, thank you.
Thank Jake.
Have
Thanks, Jake. Good luck to you.
And that'll wrap us up for today. 3 great guests. Hope you all will get some good use out of that. We'll send out the videos shortly, and we appreciate you joining us as always.
Thank you, RJ. Hey, RJ, any word on the first day of spring ball?
Not that I know of. I haven't heard that, so we'll keep you updated.
I'm sure. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Coach?